The new Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town has just been released in the United States and other countries around the world, and this is such a fun game to play. It's super relaxing. If you like Animal Crossing or you like Stardew Valley or anything in between that type of game, this is the game for you. It's very similar to Stardew Valley, but it's also got somewhat of a graphic type of Animal Crossing, but a little bit more cutesy. It's more of a farming simulator like Stardew Valley, but it is amazing, so much fun, and such a great game. So if you're new to this game, welcome to Story of Seasons. I hope that you love this game. Now, just like any new game, it can be slightly confusing if you've never played before. So today we are bringing you the Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town Beginner's Guide for Dummies. Yep, that's what we're going to call it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to select our difficulty level. Now, regardless of what difficulty level you select, it's really not that, quote, difficult. One just gives you a little bit more money, your friendship levels go up a little bit faster, and your stamina doesn't decrease as fast. For the sake of making these videos and a beginner's guide, we are going to select the easier of the two options. Upon starting the game, you'll get to create your character and what your character looks like. So you do have a bunch of different options to pick from. It really doesn't matter which ones you pick. Go ahead and select whatever you think looks good. You can also select 2 different eye colors as well as several different options, which I think is pretty cool. Once you have your character created, you'll see a couple of different cutscenes of you traveling to the farm, and there'll be some conversations with a few people on the farm, yada yada yada. Let's cut to the good stuff with the actual gameplay. Once you're done talking to this guy, Victor, you'll be set to go on your way and navigate and explore through your farm. Now, really, the objective they give you on day 1 is to start clearing out your farm, which is pretty simple to do, but let's go around and just look at all of the different things and see what all that actually entails. Once you leave your tent, you'll see this pretty generic part of your island. It looks the same for everyone. You can run around, you'll see a barn, you'll see a bridge, there's trees, rocks, all kinds of things. There's even an entrance to a cave. There's flowers, plants, and there's even a little chicken. So there's a few things we can do to clear out this island on day 1. Of course, we're not going to clear out the entire island. You don't have enough time and enough stamina to do that, but some things you can do is collect wild crops. These will show up every so often, and they are great because you can eat them, you can pick them, you can sell them, you can cook them, all different kinds of things. So go ahead and pick those up when you see them. Some of them are a little tricky to see, sort of like this one, so just keep an eye out, see what you see, pick what you can, and go with it. There are also some shells and clams on the beach that you can pick up and sell as well, so make sure you go down to your beach and collect as many of those as you can. So now that we've gone around and collected as many things as we could find, we are going to click the X button to go into our inventory, and at the bottom there is a tool bag. If you click that, you will see an axe, a sickle, and a hammer. Those are the only tools that we have currently, and those are given to us at the start. So you will select those and drag them up into your inventory. You do have 2 rows of inventory available, and I like to keep all of my tools side by side, so I'm going to reserve that second row of my inventory for the tools. Now, you can see it next to my toolbar. I don't see any of those, and it says slot 1. If we hit the up and down buttons on the D-pad, it will let you switch back and forth between the first row and the second row. And if you hit over on the D-pad, it'll let you go back and forth to select whatever item you would like to use. So for now, some of the things we'll get to do is use the axe to chop down trees and collect logs and wood. We can also use the sickle to cut grass and collect different grass clippings. And we can also use the hammer to smash some rocks, and this will collect ore and rocks and all different kinds of things depending on what type of rock you are breaking. As you're clearing your farm, you'll gain all of these different resources, and one of the things you can do on day 1 is you can repair your dilapidated coop. Yeah, that's what it's called. So make sure you're collecting enough resources to do that, because once you repair it, you'll be able to tame the chicken that's running around in the background, and you'll be able to keep it. When you have enough resources, return back to your coop and try to repair it. It doesn't have any wait time on it. Some things you might see have like a 2 or 3 day build time or something like that. This does not have that. Once you create it though, it is going to ask you to give it a name. And because I am not creative at all, we are naming this Barn 1. I know, that's just fancy. Fancy stuff going on. So now that your coop is repaired, you can tame the chicken. Unfortunately, I think it was too late in the day by the time I got to it because I could not find that chicken anywhere, which means I'm just going to wait until day 2 to get the chicken. Now, the only other thing I want to do in day 1 is drop off some of the things I've picked up that I don't need. So we can put anything in this little shipping container, and as you can see, it says total at the bottom. Whatever I throw in there will be paid out to me. So this is what happens if I throw pretty much everything in there. But I know I'm going to need some of these resources, so I am going to hold on to those for a little bit longer, just in case I need them. But anything else, if you'd like to sell it, you can go ahead and do that before you head to bed. When you've run out of stamina, things to do, or you're just ready to head to the next day, go ahead and lay down in the cot that is in your tent, and you will sleep into the next day. In the next day, Victor is going to come back to you, and he's going to tell you about growing seeds and plants, and he's also going to give you some more tools that allow you to expand all of your options that you can do for that day. Victor has also given us some seeds to plant, so we have 9 turnip seeds now that you can see in my inventory, and it is up to us to plant them. Oh, and also, here's our little chicken. Let's tame this guy. Once you tame your chicken, you'll have to give it a name. Our live stream's consensus was we were naming our chicken Hazel, so welcome to the farm, Hazel. One of the things we were given is a well, and I'm just going to be placing my well up at the top of my farm. You can place it anywhere you want, and don't worry, you can just pick it up and move it at any time if it is not where you like it. We were also given a cherry seedling, so go ahead and plant that wherever you'd like. That will grow into a tree. If you find that you don't like where you've placed it, on the first day and the first day only, you can take a hammer to it 3 times and pick it back up to move it. If this grows above anything other than this little seedling or sapling, and you hit it with your hammer, you're going to destroy it. So make sure after that first day you get it in a place where you like it. We've also been given additional tools. So if you go back into your tool menu, you will see the hoe, and you will also see the watering can. And the watering can and the well go together, so make sure you place that well down so you can use the watering can. So now that we have all of these tools, we'll want to go ahead and start planting. And in order to do that, we do have to till some land. So you'll just take out the hoe and use the Y button to basically till the land. Now, if you accidentally put some of this tilled land in a place you don't want to, just take out your hammer and smash it. It will remove it. It's super simple, and that way if you mess up, you know you can fix it. Additionally, you can do this if you plant seeds in the wrong area. So let's say I wanted to plant cucumbers here and I accidentally planted turnips. I can hit the seed 3 times and it'll put the seed back into my inventory. Again, just like the tree, you can't do this once it starts growing or it destroys everything, but you can move things around just easily like that if you mess up. One thing that I think is pretty important on this day is to go into the store and buy some more seeds. There's a few things that you can do to help increase your profit throughout the first section of this game. If you go into the store, you'll be able to buy seeds, materials, furniture, all kinds of things. And you can look at the seeds and see how long they take to grow, what the quality is, how many you've had, certain things like that. But one of the things that I wanted to let you know about is that if you get cucumber seeds, which are pretty expensive, they have the highest turnaround for this portion of the game. So I will be getting some cucumber seeds to sell later on. And I also want to have a little bit of a variation. So the cucumber seeds are pretty expensive. I don't want to blow all of my money on those. I'm going to start with 10 of those. I'll buy some more turnips, and I'm also going to plant some potatoes. That way I've got a rotation of crops that I'm constantly making money off of. And since this is a strategy game and you can play this however you would like, you are welcome to buy as little or as many of all of those seeds as you would like. Once you have them, you can place them around your farm. I'm just trying to put them in even strips because I have OCD and this is pleasing to my eyes. So this is how I'm going to be putting mine around my farm. You can also see that I'm watering my plants. Once you have them planted, you will want to water them. I do want to say that you can water about 20 plants with the watering can right now, and eventually we'll get an upgraded version that speeds this up a little bit. So it is kind of a slow process, a little bit mundane at first, but it'll get better, I promise. Once your watering can runs out of water, you'll have to go to your well and refill your watering can. Depending on how your farm is laid out, and if you don't want to go running back and forth for your watering can, you can always pick it up and move it to where all of your plants are, so it's a little bit closer and easier to get to for watering all of your precious plants. That's pretty much the object that you should do for day 2, but there are a few other things I want to show you before we end this video. One of the tips I want to talk about is that when you've completed everything you'd like to do for the day, if you still have stamina left, make sure you go and run around your farm, clear it out, collect resources. You might as well not waste all of that beautiful stamina in that stamina bar by going to sleep if you still have time and you're able to collect those resources. Another good thing to do on this day is to go into the town and find the museum. You'll get to talk to this wonderful old lady, and she's going to give you a camera. You can take pictures of wildlife with the camera and take it back to the museum to complete different objectives. I was able to still have time to do this on day 2, so I got my camera, and we'll talk about that in a future video. And another great thing to do and a great way to make money is to go into the town hall and run to this back wall. There is a bulletin board there with a few different tasks that you can do. So if you would like to make some extra cash, check out the request list and see if you have anything on there that you can do. It will help get you some money. It'll also help increase your relationships with different characters around the town. And also, throughout the game, if you see a little pop-up that says that you've got a new title or you've got a new kind of like level, sometimes it says like, level 2 of this or novice logger, you can go here and you can collect all of the rewards for those. If you don't go here, you don't collect the rewards and you just get the little pop-ups and nothing's really happening. So go to the town hall, collect all of your rewards, and you're good to go. And finally, there's a few different things you can do from inside your tent. So there is an encyclopedia that has some question and answers. If you're confused or you're stuck, you can look at the encyclopedia for answers to different things. There's also a journal. So if you get to a point where you want to save, but you don't want to go to sleep and waste a whole day, you could always just save your progress in your journal. And there's also a barn notes, basically. When you get further into the game, it's a little bit more useful, but right now we can just kind of check on the status of our single chicken, but it'll be more useful in the coming days. There's also a calendar where you can see birthdays and different events and what day you're on, and there's also a radio that will tell you how the weather is going to be. So that's kind of everything inside of your tent for right now. Eventually you will be able to upgrade this into a larger house and so on. But for now, this is what we have on our farm and inside of our tent. And that is going to be it for this video. I hope that it has been super helpful to you. Let me know if there's any questions that you have. I would love to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and happy gaming. Bye!